This video is how to play an arpeggio with a style on the Yamaha E463 keyboard. Listen to this split voice playing an arpeggio and then need to understand what a split voice is. If you don't know what those are, I have good news for you. I put up a YouTube months ago explaining exactly how to use an arpeggio. So if you don't know what arpeggios are or how to use them, go watch this video first. Likewise, if you don't know what a split voice is or you don't know how to turn it on and use it, I made a YouTube video that explains everything you need to know about split voices. And I will put the URL for both the arpeggio and the split voice in my comments down below, so you can click on them and go and look at those YouTubes if you need to understand what arpeggios are and how to turn on a split voice. So I'm going to assume that you know what arpeggios are and you know what the split voice is. Let's go forward. Now, an arpeggio, they are normally applied to the main voice of the E463 keyboard. As most of you know, your keyboard is split into two parts, and the right-hand part is where you play the main voice, and it's from this G all the way up. Everything from this F sharp down is where you play the style, and also this is where you play the split voice. So once again, when you turn on an arpeggio, it automatically applies only to the right-hand voice, which is played in this part of the keyboard. But when you turn on the split voice, the arpeggio is automatically applied to the split voice only. That's what's going to make all of this work, everything I'm about to tell you. When you turn on split voices and then turn on an arpeggio, that arpeggio plays only on the split voice with your left hand. The split voice is played with your left hand on the left side of the keyboard, and that's from this F sharp down. This is where we're going to play the split voice, and it's also where we play the style. So with our left hand, we're going to be playing both the style and the split voice together simultaneously. So if we turn on the split voice and then select an arpeggio for that split voice, we will hear the arpeggio being played on the split voice along with the style. So basically what we're doing is we are adding the split voice into the style. And the result is the arpeggio is heard in the split voice, which now becomes part of the style being played. The style on an E463 keyboard can play a maximum of 6 different tracks or 6 different instruments. So when you call up a style, you're going to hear possibly 6 different instruments all playing together, all controlled by your left hand. So think of each track as a musician playing an instrument. For example, maybe my country western style has 6 tracks. One of the tracks could be a violin, another track could be the accompanying guitar, another track could be the bass fiddle, track 4 could be the banjo, track number 5 could be a mandolin, and track number 6 could be a lead guitar. So this is the most tracks, the most musicians that I can have playing in any one of my styles, up to 6 tracks. But what if I want to add another track? What if I want to add a keyboard player? What if I want this country western keyboard player to play along with these other 6 tracks? Now remember, 6 tracks is the maximum you can have in any style. So by using a split voice with an arpeggio, essentially what I can do is add a 7th track into the style being played. And that's what this is all about. Increasing the number of tracks, the number of instruments, increasing the sounds in my style. Turning on the split voice and adding the arpeggio to the split voice now gives me 7 tracks or 7 different instruments in our style. And the net result is it's just a more interesting style. We've added another musician who can play along with, and he may be playing at a slightly different rhythm. So that's the reason behind all of this is why would you do it? You want to add more music into that style of your left hand. Now, using the function button, you can adjust the volume of the style and the volume of the split voice to be able to mix the split voice into the style. Sometimes, when you get it all set up, the split voice is just too darn loud. It just overpowers the style. You can't hear the style because the darn split voice is playing so loud. So you need to be able to go in and adjust and fine-tune the volume of your split voice and the volume of your style to make sure that you hear each of them equally. And to do that, you're going to use the function button on the right-hand side of your keyboard. And function number 001 lets you set the volume of your style. And it goes from 1 to 127. 127 is the loudest it can play. Likewise, function number 031 lets you set the volume of the split voice. So by adjusting the style volume and the split voice volume, you can get the two to sound together so that neither one overpowers the other. Sometimes the style is just too loud and you can't hear the split voice. So you're going to probably have to play around with the volume of the style and the volume of the split voice. I find I typically have to do that. So it's good to know you can set the volume of each one. So here's the steps to follow. What I normally do is I go and I set the style. I just press the style button and then I dial in one of the styles. That's the first thing I do. Then I press and hold. You need to press and hold the split voice button. You need to hold it for about 2 seconds. And then that allows you to go in and set up whatever split voice you want. So that's what I do next. Then I press and hold the arpeggio button. You need to hold it for a couple of seconds using the harmony arpeggio button, and then I will dial in whatever arpeggio I want to use. And once again, after you've done that, you may have to adjust the volume of the split voice and the volume of the style voice to be able to balance them together. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is all of this in learning to play the E463 keyboard? Is this something everybody really needs to know? Is this an important thing in using this keyboard? No. This is a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's not important. It's one of those nice to know kinds of things with your keyboard. When you've owned your E463 for several years and you've learned just about everything there is to know on this keyboard, this is a little extra thing to learn to make your music just a little bit more interesting. That's all it is. Many of you will go through your entire life and you will never use this, and that's fine. I'm making this for those of you who are curious about arpeggios and the split voice and how to use them and why to use them. Now, there are 149 different arpeggios built into the E463. Don't worry, I'm only going to play 6 of them. I'll use 6. I just want to demonstrate how you go about setting it up and what some of them sound like. It would take you days and days and days to listen to all of the combinations of arpeggios, split voices, and styles. And that's because there are 24 million different combinations that you can set up. 24 million. So let's go live and listen to 6 different arpeggios played on 6 different split voices along with 6 different styles. Now, here is a list of what I'm going to be setting up. So if you want to write this down so that you can play these back later, get your pencil and paper, pause this video, and write these numbers down. Here's the split, here's the style, and here's the arpeggio. And I will be going through all 6 of these in the rest of this video. So in the first one, I'm going to be using a guitar in the split voice and a country western ballad. This is what the second demonstration is going to look like. And these are the names of these styles and the arpeggios. This is the third one that I will be demonstrating. This is the fourth one. These are the settings that you will be dialing in if you want to replicate what you hear in this video. This will be the fifth one. Piano and strings. The style is a guitar pop, and the arpeggio is a down and up. Do 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 do. And finally, the last demonstration will be using a clean guitar. The style will be a bluegrass band, and the arpeggio is going to be a finger picking style playing on the guitar. So that's what you are about to hear. So here we are at the keyboard, and I've already set up the first demonstration. I'm using split 046, and I'm using style 123, and I've set up arpeggio 089. Let's start by listening to the split with the arpeggio. By the way, the split only plays while you hold down the keys. Unlike a style, it doesn't keep playing. Now let's listen to the style. Here's the country style. Now let's add them both together. The style with the split playing the arpeggio. Okay, so that's the first one. Here's the second one. The split is set at 168, the style is 047, and the arpeggio is 047. Let's listen to the split voice with the arpeggio first. And now let's listen to the style by itself. And now let's put them both together. Here's the third demonstration. The split is 017, the style is 034, and the arpeggio is 124. So let's listen to the split voice with the arpeggio first. And now let's listen to the style by itself. And now let's listen to both of them together. The next one is the split voice is 011, the style is 035, and the arpeggio is 129. Let's listen to the split voice with the arpeggio by itself. And let's listen to the style by itself. And now let's put them both together. The split voice with the arpeggio playing along with the style. And it sounds like this. Whoops. In this next one, the style is number 9. I'm sorry, the split is number 9. The style is number 028, and the arpeggio is 38. Let's start by listening to the split voice with the arpeggio applied to it. And now let's listen to the style by itself. And now let's put the split voice playing the arpeggio along with the style. And now for the last demo. In this section, I have the split voice at 048, and the style is number 127, and the arpeggio is 096. And this is what the split voice sounds like by itself playing the arpeggio. So it's a guitar voice, and it's kind of a picking style. Now, here is the style played by itself. And now, here is the split voice with the arpeggio in it, played with the style. Okay, that's it. I have a little difficulty playing. I've moved into a new house, and I broke my finger, and I can't bend it, so it makes it kind of awkward to play here. Anyway, that's using the split voice and adding an arpeggio to it, and then playing the split voice along with the style in your left hand. How many different combinations are there? There are 24 million different combinations of split voice, style, and arpeggio. So I hope you have found this useful, and if so, please go out and make some music. And thank you for watching.